Hi, everyone, and thanks so much for being part of the Intuition Revolution. I'm Kim Chestney, and our guest today, Gabriela Delgado Lopez, is an intuitive empowerment coach, a yoga teacher, a hula hooper, and dance lover based in Malmo, Sweden. She is the founder of Blissful Movements with Gabby and is an IntuitionLab certified intuitive practitioner. Gabby has been with us from the start at Intuition Lab. It's part of our very first cohort in our Intuition Masterclass. She is one of our coaches and mentors, and I'm so excited to have her here with us today to talk about why intuition is so important in our daily lives. So welcome, Gabby.
Hi. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Great to see you.
It's so great to have you here. I always love talking with you. You're just like so awesome. Like every time I get so excited, we get to talk to Gabby. So much love. You're from all the way around the world. We're like on other sides of the planet, but that didn't stop us.
No.
You were part of one of the very first class that we had at Intuition Lab, and so you have like a special role. You've been with us from the very beginning, and your light has just lit up our programs, and you've just been such a joy to work with. And it's been such an honor to be able to go through this process with you, where we've been experimenting and working together to really unfold these practices that we're talking about now with Radical Intuition in this new book. So could we just start a little bit by, maybe you talking a little bit about the difference that using your intuition has made in your life? Like, how is your world different now that you have this new awareness of the intuitive process and all this fun stuff we've been working on?
Oh, wow. Well, thank you so much, Kim. You know that I love you so much. You're like one of my absolute favorite teachers ever. And that, yeah, really, it's well, let me start with the question you actually asked me. Well, I mean, I've sort of understood this whole intuition thing, but I didn't know if it was real. You know what I mean? Like, what is it? How? I mean, I feel things sometimes, but I don't understand it. And then yeah, so then I found you through a podcast, and one of my when I was listening to one of my yoga teachers, and
Brett Larkin, actually.
Brett Larkin, yes.
She's
Brett
one
Larkin.
of our fellow
Yeah.
interviewees for here. So yeah.
That's awesome. I found you through Brett, and yeah, I definitely, I don't know, something just tell me I have to, who is this woman? I have to know more about this, because I was getting I was quite new at this whole kind of intuition and subtle body kind of thing. So I just was hungry for knowledge, and I wanted to, and it just felt so natural somehow when I listened to you. And so, yeah, went to your website, and then everything sort of started from there. And well, and yeah, maybe we can talk about the course later and what I learned there.
Right.
But what has helped me, it's been that I feel like I know a little bit more. I can feel my intuition somehow a little bit better, or I can believe it a little bit more. I can trust it.
Right.
I think that's the right word. I feel like I can trust my intuition, because before I was just like, I don't know, I'm just making this up, or what is this? And I choosing to trust it and to believe that what I feel, and when it feels right in my body, and when it just feels like there's no effort, effortless flow. That's like my new mantra, effortless flow. So that's something that so every time I feel confused now, or thinking about why is this happening, instead of thinking why is it happening for me, and I go back to why is it happening to me,
Mm-hmm.
we get then I can like, no, wait, hold on, I can just slow down, and I meditate more now as well, much more. So that's helped me a lot as well. And I just choose to trust it more, and it's helped me. Just the fact that I believe that I can trust myself and my intuition has helped me tons.
Yeah, I mean, that you really hit the nail on the head, because that's really our ultimate goal with everything that we do in Intuition Lab, is to build that trust, right? Because that's the core. That's what it all goes back to, is trusting ourselves, right? And if we don't understand what our intuition feels like, or if we don't understand what intuition is, then how can we trust it, right? So
Yeah.
so that's how I'm building these programs and going through the courses, and really learning the 4 types of intuition and how each of them manifest in each person differently, and what that means for you, and how to really understand when your intuition's communicating with you. Like, that is the most important part, because when you can recognize that, yes, this is my intuition, yes, this is the way my intuition feels, then you can actually trust yourself. You can trust that, right? And
Yeah.
make those better choices.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So that's been amazing. Yeah, that I feel like, and I also know sort of how well, I'm learning actually more and more, like how it's not supposed to feel,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
I even have, let me show you this. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but probably, let's see if you can see this. Oh, sorry. Hold on.
Oh, it's just coming through as
Oh,
light.
it's just as light.
Yeah, it's weird. You can't show
Darn.
your phone
What
online.
is
How about
that?
that? Yeah, that's pretty. Oh, wait.
Oh, anyway, so it's actually it's a screenshot of one of your one of the documents that we got from
Aw.
and it's about, like, hold on, let me go back to that. Let me just read it a little bit. It's about um it's the one that it's about our primary criteria for genuine intuition,
Oh, right.
and like qualities of real intuition. That is like, when you write about it came as a sudden insight, or and the other one, it's not born of a low vibration energy. So I have this on this is my
Oh, I
but,
love that.
sorry you can't see it. I'm gonna send you a
That's
picture
a
through the
great
email.
idea. I should create one that's that size.
Yes,
Then you
yes,
can just
yes,
like create it
yes,
as an
yes.
image.
I'm gonna send you this, and then you can work on it and do your own thing, and
I
then
will.
just
I will
get it.
totally do that. And for everybody
Because
watching, it'll be out there if you want it. You
yes,
just send me a note.
yeah. So
That's
it's
so
just,
brilliant.
yeah, because it's so easy to forget.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's something that you need to practice. Like you say, you need to practice it every day, all the time. And as soon as you, especially now when things are crazy and all that, and it's just so easy to get in some kind of victim mode and craziness that's not supposed to be there. So I just felt like I needed to have something to, when I forget, it's like, okay, no, wait, hold on. How does it really feel? That's the way it's supposed. Oh yeah, I remember. And then, so it's just it's an actual, like, physical reminder for me
I
to
love that.
practice more.
And let me just, for any of you who don't know what that is, I just want to clarify that we have this little
Sorry.
checklist that we made of everything you can check off to know, okay, is this my intuition? Because this is something that we work with over and over again, is, okay, so we get these thoughts or feelings, and how do we differentiate them from imagination or fears, or all this different stuff. So we have this cute little checklist. It's a 1-page checklist that really goes through, and if you check them all off, then you're like, okay, this is probably my intuition. It's a good chance. So I love that you made that your screensaver.
Yeah.
And it's a smart idea too, because I mean, I still use it from time to time, and I got to check myself occasionally. I've been doing this a long time, and I still I'm like, what's happening here? I really have to like assess this, and it's helpful.
You should definitely do that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because, and I mean, it really is. It's a constant. Every little part of life, these things come at you, and you just don't know. So having it there on your phone is really smart.
Yeah, something you look at all the time. Yeah, so
there it is.
yeah.
Well, and one of the things that was so special to me as a teacher, you talk about, you said I was like such a great teacher. Well, you are such a great student. And honestly, when you see people that are passionate and really care about learning, it especially with something like that, it touches your heart. And one of the things that really touched my heart about you is that, because being in Sweden and we're here in America, is you would stay up for these classes until like the middle of the night, because when we'd have them at 7 p.m, and I just remember it would be dark and your little light on, it's like 1 a.m, and she would stay up for these classes, and that kind of dedication and that kind of commitment, and not to me or not to the program, but to yourself. That kind of dedication just speaks volumes, because all it would say to me is, this is someone who really cares and really is committed to making change and growing and evolving in your life. And it was such, a wonderful part of the program to see that kind of investment and knowing, that it really does make such a difference on a personal level. So I kind of wanted to ask you, like, as we were going through all those programs, and you did our Intuition Masterclass, which was our level 1 program, and then you also did the advanced program, which was our practitioner, certified intuition practitioner, advanced expert intuition training as well. So what was your favorite part of the classes? Like, what did you enjoy most about them?
The thing is, I like oh, wow, so much to say. I don't even know where to start. It's well, first of all, I felt drawn to you directly, but I didn't know how to feel, because I thought, oh, I'm gonna be surrounded by people who are so enlightened already, and they know these things, and they use this kind of perfect language, and I can't really like articulate myself very well, and I don't even know if should I ask things, should I ask for clarifications, so I had all these doubts about if I was going to be good enough for this group, if you know what I mean. I know you're completely welcoming,
No,
it's
I
not bad,
know.
but it's
Yeah.
still have sometimes you put these things on yourself, like, oh, I don't know, will I be okay here,
A lot of people do that. It can be very, you're putting yourself out there, and this is an unknown area,
yeah yeah, because I've never actually done this kind of stuff. I mean, I've studied yoga and everything, but I'd never gone this route, more into the more energy body kind of more this route. So everything was very new to me, and I felt, first of all, I felt instantly welcomed, which just made me relax about the whole thing, and made me feel that it was okay to to not know these things, to feel weird about certain things, and I know I remember the day that I asked you about like, I feel weird using the big words. You remember that? Like, a big word for me
Which
was
parts?
like, I remember saying big words, like for me was God, and
Oh yeah, yeah. I totally remember
I was
that.
like, I don't really use that word. I
Yeah.
use more like universe. Is that okay? I was so, what's right, what's wrong, and I don't know. You just made me feel welcome to anything, which obviously then opened my heart and my everything. And then the group, of course, everyone in the group, that's one of my absolute favorite parts as well. Of course, the teachings and everything, but just the people in the group, they were so lovely and so welcoming and helpful, and it just felt like a very safe space. And while I was doing this, I remember I kept saying, oh, I'm studying, but I was doing like three other programs, like another yoga teacher training and something else, and a business training, I don't know, many things, and working.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just feeling like overwhelmed, and I remember feeling that like this group was like my happy place,
Yes.
safe place, happy place. I felt like, oh, at least in this program I don't have to like be certain, I don't have to feel this way, or I don't have to like present myself, or I don't have to be thinking too much, because it was the whole thinking thing that just made me so tired. So I just felt like I could just relax, and that made it really, really special and beautiful for me. So I felt like coming home, like safety, home, just be yourself. And yeah, so and then when we started doing all these things with the cards and all that, that was also very new to me. I just have to say, I've never, like, for me that used to be cards, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
right.
did not know anything. Now I have 2 decks, but yeah. Anyway, but it was just I felt like a kid, it's like, oh, what's this new thing with the cards? Oh, that's really a thing. And it just was so exciting. And when I thought I was just going to be weird because I didn't know anything, it went from that to, oh, this is exciting, oh, this is how I can do that, oh, it really, that's interesting. So it was like a journey of so many different things, but it didn't feel overwhelming. And for me, that was one of the most important things, because I couldn't have handled anymore like any more knowledge and thinking and figuring out and all that. So yeah, so that was for me personally, it really helped me sort of um, place myself um, in a different not box, I wouldn't say box, but in a different place in the midst of all this things, learning chaos happening at the same time. So, and yeah, and like I said, it's just, yeah, the community, the group, the classes, everything was really good. And I feel like I miss it because now, I can't, I can't do it live anymore because we're so far apart. So time wise, so it's I haven't been able to join that much, but I'm still in the group. I'm like there in spirit all
Yes,
the time,
always.
just going like, I'm here, don't forget about me. And that's a beautiful thing. I feel like we have this connection, all of us, or the people that are, you have a connection with. And that's a really beautiful thing. And the breakout rooms, those sessions were amazing. Because then we started to actually try it and practice it and trust ourselves again. Now, you didn't have to be there. We had to like, okay, so how do we do this? And and yeah, so that was really, really, really
It's
very
nice getting some practice when the teacher isn't around too, right? You just kind of relax and just watching.
yeah.
And that's one of the things that's really fun that we could do that, because we would meet online and this is a group, and then we just go out into little subgroups and partners, and it's like going into like different dimensions,
Yeah, it was great, really. I mean, no, well, it is whenever I can join, I'm super happy that so.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more on all that, because even from my own experience, because really the mixing the the content that we're working on, that's just so heart centered and just so really powerfully moving when you move into that space, that headspace. And you do make that shift because we're getting out of your head, right? So I think it's a good complement to all that stuff we're doing in our head all day long, because intuition's easy. It's not something you have to study for. It's not something that you have to you just have to practice it and just receive it. So it really is getting into a different way of thinking that's a lot, has more ease, right?
Exactly.
That easeful
Ease,
flow,
that's
like
my
you
favorite
said,
word.
right?
Ease.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then combining that with the community. I mean, the communities that we build and the groups, like even like with you guys the first time, I thought maybe I just got lucky. Like we just had this amazing group of people and everybody became friends, and it was just, there's this like lifelong bond that we're making, and I really just see that energy building. Like there's still new people coming in, but we're still staying connected with the original groups, and so it's still this kind of living community, which I love to see. And I promise I'm going to do some stuff on the weekend for you now that you reminded me, so that we can do it a little earlier in the day. Yeah, because it's you're not the only one, and we have lots of people over there now. In India.
Good.
Like
that's great. Yeah.
In Thailand. So so I've tried to find a magical time that works for the whole globe, but
it's hard.
Yeah, we've got folks in India getting up at like 4 a.m. Like we're watching the sunrise in India while we're having our class, and it's setting here. It's just nice. It's crazy. So so we'll find a way to, maybe I'll just have to start having like Western Hemisphere and Eastern Hemisphere classes.
Or we just get up, sometimes early on the weekends, and
exactly
have the whole day after that.
Yeah. So yeah, I really couldn't agree with you more, and it just warms my heart just thinking about it and talking about it, because it's just such great energy with everybody. And we have had like really cool stories that have come out of it. So many different people have had like these experiences that are just, when their intuition just spoke to them, and they're like, okay, like I get it now. Like this is just, I've experienced it for myself. And I know you've had some pretty cool stories. Do you want to share any of them with us, or tell us one maybe for the group?
Well, I can I'll start with one with has to do with colors. So it was, I don't remember, maybe like a couple of weeks into the program, and I remember starting to notice colors, because I think that's a way that I am very drawn to the energy of colors. And sure many people are, but
Yeah.
it was like everything that day. I remember at work, everything I looked at was like turquoise blue, which is one of my favorite colors in the whole world, or everything kind of blue, turquoise blue, and all those nuances. And then I don't know, I just kept popping around, really just so clear. And I don't know exactly what it was trying to tell me, but it just felt so good. It felt like it was something positive, something good was happening, and that's just one really intense feeling that I had. And then the others, and yeah, because it just went on like all day. And then it's strange.
That's how it is, just never stopped.
Yeah, it was just so great. And then another one that was a really funny one that again, I don't know exactly what it was, but for me, it felt really special and just amazing. It was like, I don't know, a miracle or something. But it's, I was working in an office, and so I was out on I think it was lunch break. And there's this little park behind the office, in the office building. It's a really beautiful park. It's like one of the my favorite parks in the city, actually. It's just a really small park with all these whipping willows everywhere. These old houses, these up buildings. And then I just sat there, and it was summer. And I sat there, and I was just kind of just feeling really peaceful and grateful for everything. And I was just sitting there on the grass and maybe even lying down, I remember. And then I just looked up, and there was this pheasant. And I never see pheasants. Like, for me, they're so exotic, but people seem to see them, but I never see them. It's like, for me, woohoo, wow. Or,
I've
usually
never seen one, so.
yeah, it's so I saw it, and then I was like all excited about it. And then it's like, okay. And then it just disappeared somewhere in the bush. It just disappeared suddenly. And then I looked, and then all of a sudden it just was somewhere else, came out of the bush, and I was excited again. And then I was like, oh, what a great lunch break. So I just went into my office, and then I was just, going about my usual thing. And then, I mean, I'm not kidding. This was probably just maybe, say, 5-10 minutes after I get in. And then this person just climbs up the window seal on the outside of the window sill and just stared at me. I'm just like stared at me like this. And first of all, it was quite high, it was quite high up. And I was like, this is so weird. What's happening? I mean, what are you visiting me? I was like, and I told my colleague, like, that's the person I was looking out when I was just outside, and he saw it, and I took a picture actually of it. So I have a picture on my phone, which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
you sent it to us.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. So, and I just felt so grateful. So, like, I felt like maybe because I was grateful for being, for just taking nature in and just being so happy about that, it kind of gave me a little gift back of
Yeah,
this
because
thing.
this
Yeah.
happened. Remember, this happened during our module when we were talking about signs from the universe.
Yeah.
Right. So that's because we were all looking. It was this week. We're like, let's just take this week and let's look for ways that the universe speaks to us.
Yes.
And
Exactly.
the signs where the universe, because we talk about, we put our intuition out there, we connect with it, but what are these different ways that the universe speaks to us?
Yeah.
And that's why you were so excited, and you emailed us like, oh, this is a sign from the universe.
It was great. I love that it came as that shape of an animal. It's just so amazing. Now pheasants have these like special meaning to me.
Yes.
Which is beautiful, right? It's just amazing.
Yeah, I love that. That's like one of my favorite stories, because, and especially because the way you were talking about how, because when we talk about intuition, we talk about how we really need to get into a high vibration headspace, right? Our intuition works best when we are feeling good, when we are uplifted, when we are, have that sense of joy and peace in our life. And the fact that you were sitting in that moment, it like really immersing yourself in the beauty around you and appreciating life and peace and having all that gratitude. And it was in this moment that this creature comes to you, and not just comes to you, like follows you.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
hello, still here.
yes. That's what we call a validation at
Yeah.
Intuition Lab, right? So,
Yeah.
right, there are two ways our intuition can speak to us. It can give us insight, or it can give us validation, and validation for insight, right? So, you having this moment and this experience, this beautiful time, having the universe touch you in this moment is a validation of what's going on in your own vibrational evolution and growth. And it was one of the most powerful validation stories of signs that we had in that cohort. I thought that was just,
it's great. I'll always remember that. That's so great.
because how could it have known? What are the chances it ends up on your windowsill of all windowsills, right?
It was so strange. Like, do they even fly that high? I mean, I don't even know.
Right.
I don't know.
Things that make you go, All right. Well, before we go, I have one more question for you. So, do you have any advice for other people who are out there, who are, are interested in learning about their intuition, but like you might have like some trepidation, or might just be unsure about the process, or if they should trust themselves, or do you have any thoughts or ideas about, what they could take into their heart as they move forward on their next step?
Well, so after I started to understand my intuition more and more, I started to feel that, of course, that I can trust myself more, and I started to be more sort of understand that what I have to offer is, if it comes from a place, of calm and ease and just effortless flow, then I can trust it, and I can build whatever it is I want to build from it, and offer that. And that has been really, really, really important for me. And I think that would help. It helps a lot to get into that headspace, you call it, like, because then you sort of, I don't know, you stop comparing yourself as much. Like, oh, I should be this way, or I should teach this way, or my yoga should be better, I should be. And it's not that those things go away completely. It's just that there's something else coming out, like, wait, hold on, I am unique and I have a gift. And even though I might not know exactly what it is, and things change all the time, it's still sort of a very kind of, it's a calm place to get to when you get there, and sort of trust that, no, but I feel this way, and it's a strong feeling, but an easy feeling. Then that has helped me sort of bring down anxiety when I feel like I'm all over in my brain thinking too much. So when I come back and I think about those things, I feel calmer, and I sort of give myself that extra energy somehow. Like, I just keep going and trusting that something's good gonna come out of this. You might not see it now, but soon, and and keep trying, and it's good enough. It's gonna be good. So that it helps me a lot to put me back into sort of a calm space. And then also, actually, when I think of you, it's like, oh wait, hold on, whew, let me just breathe for a second. Okay, yeah, Kim, intuition. And then I just make, again, it's back to that sort of calm place where I want to live a little bit more often. So I mean, so if people are like me, because I have to be honest, I had no idea what this was. I just trusted you somehow, intuition. I just felt drawn to you, and I just I'm just gonna do this and see what this is, and it was great. I mean, and it's so it's been I'm so happy that I did it, and that I didn't, I don't know, it was so beautiful. I didn't sort of question myself, should I not. I just allowed it to happen, and it's opened up so many other feelings and doors for me in so many ways. So and I've become a better person as well.
Well,
Kinder to myself. And isn't that what we all should be? Kinder to ourselves, you know?
Yes.
So I even have this little bracelet here. You probably can't hear, but it says, I love you every day. And that's for myself.
Aww.
So I can remember that I love you, you know, I love myself.
Exactly. Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, I think if you're like, don't know, just go for it and see what happens. Just, you know, have fun with it. Because that's what it is.
And I love, like, what you just said really summarizes it, because at the end of the day, it is all about like loving ourselves and making peace with ourselves and accepting ourselves and ultimately trusting ourselves. And it's a relationship with ourselves. That's what this whole journey is. And it's not about, oh, you know, I'm going to learn to see the future or have cool stuff happen. Although that happens, you know, that's a byproduct, right? But that's not the end goal. You know, the end goal is really to develop this relationship with ourselves so that we get into this place of higher awareness, so that we're not looking at ourselves with the level of unconsciousness that we've been doing our whole life, and all the things that society's told us and our families have told us, and all of this. And, you know, moving into this place of intuition, where we're looking at ourselves as our real selves, who we are, who we know who we are, and making that connection grow stronger. That's what intuition's about. That's why we do this work. I mean, it's the biggest gift that we can give ourselves. Right.
Sure.
And I like, you know, it's like that's all I can say, right? You know, I mean, it's you have to do it wholeheartedly for yourself, because that's what it's all about. So
and you make it really easy. So
well, thank you. That's my goal.
Guide us.
I appreciate that's like my reason for living. So it's good to hear that I'm doing something right. So I do appreciate all of your kind words today, and thank you for sharing so many insights. And I mean, really, like, it just brought back so much for me, and it really reinvigorates my passion for this work, knowing, you know, how much that, you know, it really can touch people. You know, there's something powerful happening here, and it's touched me. That's why I'm doing this. You know, the same thing that you're going through, it happened to me, it touched me, and I'm just on fire with sharing everything that I've learned, and we can see this light starting to grow as more and more people, you know, really catch on to this idea of insightfulness, and it's real, and how impactful it can be on our life. So thank you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Sharing so much today, and for all of your light, and for everything that you bring into the world. And for those of you out there, if you guys want to learn more about Gabby, you can check out her website at GabrielaDelO.com. And everyone out there, stay safe, and thank you, and take care.
Bye.